Hey everyone, welcome. My name's Alex. I have decided to come back to YouTube. Some of you are already subscribed, so you know I've been gone forever, but I decided to give it another go. But I've since become a mum, and that is what my channel's going to be about now. Motherhood lifestyle, and I'm going to try my hardest to do some vlogging. But my first video today is going to be a Q&A, but I am going to do some baking while we do the Q&A, just to make it a bit more interesting. I've literally made these cookies at least once a week for the past 4 weeks. It's not my own recipe. Obviously not. I'm not the best baker, so I wouldn't even have a clue where to start trying to make my own. I will link the ingredients and the page to this recipe down below because I've already measured everything out just to make this video a lot quicker, otherwise we'll be here forever. So, I'm going to start. First things first is your butter. I'm just gonna soften that up a little. The first question is, what is your job and what did you study at uni? So I am an adult nurse, which is also what I studied at university, because you can't be a nurse without having a degree, and you can't get a degree without going to university. So that's what I did. I got a 2-1 in that, which is for me. My cat's meowing. Which for me is a huge achievement. So I've just softened the butter up. I'm just going to put some light brown sugar and normal granulated sugar in, and I'm going to mix that up until it goes light and fluffy. So next question, how long have you been with Carl? So for anyone that doesn't know, Carl is my partner and we have been together a whopping 11 years. I honestly don't know where that time's gone. I don't know how I've managed to put up with him for so long, to be honest. But I have, and we are still together, live together, engaged, and now have a baby. So that's exciting. Does anyone else think when you're working with brown sugar, it reeks? I literally can't stand the smell of it, it makes me want to gag. And I was also asked, how did you meet Carl? So I met Carl through a friend. Because apparently this was the cool thing to do back then. Me and my friend went to our local leisure centre and was sat at the viewing deck of the swimming pool, because everyone used to do that. And Carl was a lifeguard there, and I saw him, and I thought, oh, he's fit. So I asked my friend about him, obviously. And then we got back to his house and Carl popped up on his MSN when MSN was the in thing. So I messaged Carl like, oh hi, how's the girl with my friend, blah blah. I think you're fit. I'm sure it was probably on them cringy lines. And then from there we were talking. I think we were talking for maybe a month or so before we got together. And then yeah, that is the love story of Carl and Alex. Right, I think that is light and fluffy. Okay. So, oh, just move this hair out of my face doing the edit. So, next step for this is 1 large egg. And hopefully, no, I did not get a shell in it. Mixy, mixy, mixy. And then at this point, I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla extract. Probably a little bit more than that. About a teaspoon, I think it is. Or a tablespoon, I don't know. Another question, what is my 5-year plan? So I didn't even think of my 5-year plan until this question was asked. I kind of just live in the moment. But if I was to think now, I'd probably say definitely want another 1 or 2 children within the next 5 years. 2 preferably. I would like to pay off all my debt, being at uni, and because me and Carl moved out so young, and because of the nature of the course I did, I wasn't able to get a job while I was at uni really, so I lived off credit cards, and overdrafts. So I'd love to get that sorted. I'd love to be able to buy a house in the next 5 years, but that's probably not going to happen. That is wishful thinking. And I'd probably like to have a new job by then, still within nursing, but not in the hospital, I don't think. Somewhere in something in the community to do with sexual health or women's health, something like that. My cat keeps me out, but I'm not letting her in because she was on the table. So now it's just the dry ingredients. Do you know what I've just realised? I didn't cut up the Kinder Bueno. I'll finish this and then I'll do that and then I'll be back. So add this in slowly. This is flour, baking powder, bicarbonate of soda and a bit of sea salt. Oh, it's taking forever. Get some elbow grease in there now. I'm literally the biggest weakling ever. Considering my last name's Armstrong, it does not reflect my strength at all. At all! Oh, that'll do. That'll do. So, just give me 2 seconds because I forgot to chop up the Kinder and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I really hope you're still in focus. So, I'm gonna have to sort this cat out in 1 second. So, chunk. Cut these up into, I just leave them quite big and biggish pieces. And cut them and mix until you're happy with how everything's looking. And you've got to have some real self-control. You do not eat your baking before it's even baked. Let's get back to the questions. So I'm just going to go on to the more mum questions now. So first one is, how early did you find out you were pregnant? So I found out I was pregnant super early, even before my missed period. So I had 2 pregnancy losses before having Theodore. So I already knew the symptoms, like the signs of being pregnant, and because we were actively trying, the excitement of waiting until after a missed period just wasn't going to happen. So I think I tested about 2 or 3 days before my period was even due, and yeah, it was positive. So we had a long wait for his arrival, which felt like it. Also, let me know down in the comments how early you guys found out you were pregnant, if your mum or a dad. I think that's quite exciting to know. Oh, again, this is a right task. You need to be Mr. Muscle, I swear. How did you choose Theodore's name, and was there any other options? So it's literally not an exciting story whatsoever. I keep looking at that screen, sorry. It's not an exciting story whatsoever. I think I was just looking through the Baby Plus or the Baby Centre app, liking names because you can add them to a list, and then Theodore popped up and I was like, oh, that's nice. So I told Carl, and that was the only name on the list that he liked as well. So that was kind of it. But the other option for me, I really wanted to call him Quinton. That's my dad's middle name. I'm still in love with Quinton. So the only way we could get around that was to give him that as a middle name. So Theodore's name is Theodore Quinton James Cooling, and the James is Carl's dad's middle name. And the other option that we had, which was more Carl's choice, but again I wasn't too keen, was Sebastian. And Carl is under the impression that because I chose Theodore, he gets to choose the next name if we have a boy. Well, if we have a boy or a girl, but if it's definitely a girl I'm choosing. So Sebastian may still be on the cards. We'll see. Right, I think that's mixed in quite well, so I've already got my trays here ready. I'm so organised. So, another question is, hardest thing about being a mum so far? I think the hardest thing about being a mum so far, especially if you're a first time, like a new mum like me, is getting used to your life not being your own. Like, you go from being able to go out, well, not at the moment because we're in lockdown, which is kind of a blessing, for me anyway, is you can go out when you want, you can, you know, go out and get drunk when you want, you can see people when you want, you can just leave the house when you want, you can watch telly and just chill out when you want, but then your life's not your own anymore and it's somebody else's, and I think that's the hardest thing to get used to. At the same time, I could not imagine my life without him now, so for all the things that I'm going to miss, yeah, I'm going to be sad about it, but I would rather spend my time with him now and watch him grow up and make memories with him. So yeah, that is probably the hardest thing. And another hard thing about being a new mum is just getting used to being a mum. Like, you have someone that relies solely on you. It's not just you taking care of anymore, it's literally another human being. You are moulding another human. And obviously you just want to do the best job you can, so it's constant worry, and when you don't know what you're doing, it's scary. But somehow, when I was pregnant, everyone was like, oh, you'll know what you're doing, mum instinct will kick in, and I was like, oh, whatever, what the hell's mum instinct? But actually, mum instinct kicks in, like, it is a real thing. You kind of just know what you're doing, and you just crack on with it, which to me is crazy, but it's real. So trust when people tell you that you'll know what you're doing, because you will. So this is a good question. Have you found social media has helped you since becoming a mum? Absolutely. I can't believe how amazing Instagram's been, to be honest. Like, excuse me. I've met so many mums on Instagram. Some, you know, that I speak to on a pretty regular basis. And just the mum community on there is so friendly, so warm, like welcoming, and it has been such a massive help. Like, there's always someone on there that's got the same problem as you at the time, or you've got this loads of women that have got kids the same age as Theodore, so it's nice to see someone else's kids grow up who's the similar age, and you're like, oh, that is normal. And I don't know, it's just nice to see other parents go through the same thing you are. What's the best moment about being a mum so far? I don't even know how people even choose one moment. They're all the best. They are literally all the best. Like, the first time he laughs, the first time he smiled, the way he looks at me, like, all of it is amazing. Watching his face, like, exploring the world, when we're out and about, seeing him with my family and friends, well, my mum and dad, because they're the only people in our support bubble. Just all of it, it's crazy, 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 crazy. Most annoying question that I get asked about being a mum, I think that's the question. Yes, I feel like I haven't really had any annoying questions. I don't know, I feel like people are just kind of leaving us to it. Obviously, like, I do want to follow the Montessori at home parenting approach, so I get questions and questions about that, and obviously because it's not the norm, like, people do challenge me on it, but then at the same time people know that the way I'm going to parent is the way I'm going to parent, regardless of other people's opinions, so that is probably the only thing really. Right, I finished rolling the cookies out. These need to sit in the fridge for an hour, and I've got a couple more questions, but I'm not going to try and drag it out for an hour because we'll both be bored. So I'm going to put you on pause and I'll be back in an hour and I'll finish the questions and we will finish the baking. Okay, see you in half an hour. An hour. And just like magic, they're ready. So the last thing we need to do for these is pop some Kinder Buenos on. So, and I've decided to let my cat in the video because she's getting on my nerves. These need to be allowed to cool for half an hour. Apparently cookies still carry on baking once they're out of the oven on the hot tray, so that's what we'll do. So the last couple of questions. What travel system do you use? So we use the oyster-free travel system. It's held up pretty well, to be honest. I literally rag that thing around like it's a go-kart, because the way our house is, it's really awkward to get in and out of the house, and it's not broken just yet. And that's it really, it's pretty good, I'm enjoying it. It just moved Theodore into the pram part of it, and stored the carry cart away because he was getting way too big for it. Poor kid was getting squished. And the good thing about this one is the pram actually can fold down completely flat. So yeah, I was happy to switch him over because he can go completely flat with it, which is good. So the last question is, what are you most excited to do with your son when lockdown's over? And I'm literally excited for everything. All the things that was normal in our life before, I'm excited to do again. Take him swimming, take him to baby classes again. We managed to go to a sensory class before for a couple of sessions, so excited for that to start. Just for him to meet the rest of our family and friends. And I just can't wait for some normality. Honestly, I can't even explain how excited I am to take him swimming. We bought swimming stuff like just before Christmas, I think, before we knew lockdown was going to happen again. And it's brand new, not been used, and it's not going to fit him now, so I'm going to have to go out and buy some more, but I don't care because I'm so excited. And these cookies are looking so good. I'm just sliding everywhere. It's not been half an hour, but... Oh! Oh! Kinder overboard. Oh, so good. Anyway. Theodore is currently asleep. I'm gonna bring him in the video when he's awake just so you can see him. But that is the end of this Bake With Me Q&A. If you enjoyed watching it, please give it a like and subscribe. I'm also super active over on Instagram, so please head over there and give me a follow and send me a DM and we can have a chat because I like making new friends. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. My next video is hopefully going to be a Zara, H&M and supermarket clothing haul for Theodore, which I'm so excited to show you because the stuff I bought him is so nice. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you hopefully in an hour when I can just pop him in the video. Bye! Come remember Galaxy Defenders. Here come the men in black. Pardon. I'm surprised that wasn't followed by sick, to be honest. You like all the lights? Oh, you big boy. Bye bye. Bye. You come back at the end.